Hey everyone, Brian from Three Geeky Dads here. Before we begin tonight's episode, I just want everyone to know that we are now sponsored by Audible. As an IT professional for a school department, I find myself behind the wheel of my car traveling between schools almost all day long, and that's where Audible comes in. Right now, I'm enjoying listening to Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, read by Stephen Fry. It's so enjoyable to hear this hilarious audiobook read by a proper British comic actor. And that's just scratching the surface. Audible is the leading provider of spoken word content, with everything from bestsellers, celebrity memoirs, and news to podcasts. Yes, if you're into podcasts, and you're listening to us right now, so we can assume you do, Audible has got you covered. Just go to www.audibletrial.com/3GD to get your free 30-day trial today. That's www.audibletrial.com/3GD to get your free 30-day trial. You'll get 1 credit, 2 credits if you're already an Amazon Prime member. That's good for any premium selection titles you like, and they're yours to keep. You also get the Audible Plus catalog of podcasts, audiobooks, guided wellness, and Audible originals. Listen all you want. No credits needed. Again, that's www.audibletrial.com/3GD. $14.95 a month after your 30-day trial. Cancel at any time. Audible. Stay informed, connected, and inspired. And now, on with the show.
Warning, incoming dad joke. Warning, incoming dad joke.
Hey guys, why was the teacher wearing sunglasses to school?
Why?
Well, she had bright students.
Our future's so bright, we have to wear shades.
I don't get it.
I wear my sunglasses at night.
So I can.
Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
It was like a pink nightmare.
Christmas has a Yule log. Not a log, I don't have a log.
All that I have, all that I've learned, everything I feel, all this and more I bequeath you, my son.
Your father was Frankenstein, and your mother was the lightning.
We named the dog Indiana.
I am your father.
Hello and welcome to another thrilling episode of Three Geeky Dads, the show that tries to educate as well as entertain, but rarely succeeds in either. I am Mark, and with me as always are the 1 + 1 to my 2,
Derek.
Brian. And joining us as always to say F you to math and the accuracy of the show title, the bender to the rest of our breakfast club, Tito. I like that, huh? It was a banner day at the Tito household, let me tell you.
Smoke up,
Tito. Smoke up, Tito.
Great. That was always my favorite Family Guy episode.
Hey,
Tony the Tiger.
for 2 months, I got you.
For
now,
2
how's he doing?
months, like
It's not funny to the people at home.
Barry Manilow, no, you raid his wardrobe.
I got you.
BOOHOO. I remember when I first saw that movie, I thought, well, that doesn't seem that tough.
Yeah.
Spelling boo-hoo to somebody. Not that tough.
It was tough back then.
It was tough back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to be Judd
This
Nelson.
intro's tough.
He was poor white trash Pookie.
Poor white trash.
Poor white trash. That's not easy to say. Poor white trash Pookie. That's Judd Nelson. He grew up on the streets. Hey, speaking of the streets and of math and just school in general, that dreaded time for children is upon us once more. Summer is beginning to wind down, which means it's almost back to school for all you youngsters, and us dads couldn't be more excited. I mean, very sad. So to ease the pain of those listening who are either heading back to class or sending their little ones off to get a proper education, graduate, maybe go to college, collect a shitload of debt, and settle for a job watching some slack-jawed moron make $1 gazillion doing something stupid on TikTok, we are treating everyone to a lesson of drinking in order to get through an otherwise tough movie, like I used to do in secret to get through a tough class. Sorry, Mom.
I used to be a fat, disgusting slob.
Yes, tonight's episode is filled with higher learning, class spirit, and educational adventure that can only spawn from the wonderful people over at Troma. I am, of course, talking about the cult classic, to some anyway, Class of Nuke'em High. Dun-dun-dun-dun. But before we sharpen those pencils, pass those love notes, and smoke some toxic marijuana, our own home economic harvester of Hidden Valley, Brian, is sending us off to school with a snack.
Oh, howdy, partner. Time for timer. Do you ever get that hungry feeling after school? Boy, I do. I'm so hungry, I could eat a wagon wheel. When I'm slow on the draw and I need something to chaw, I hanker for a hunk of cheese. When my 10-gallon hat's a feeling 5 gallons flat, I got something planned, which is little cheese sandwiches.
Brian,
Yes, Mark.
I want a snack.
Peanut free, of course.
Yeah,
Right.
peanut free.
Yeah, peanut free. All of a sudden, peanuts are more deadly than SARS in school. When did that
Was
happen?
SARS typically a problem in school?
For me, it was.
Was it?
Yeah. Bridgewater? We had a problem with SARS.
Birdemic.
Yeah. Damn global warming.
Wasn't SARS the bird flu?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
there you
I
go.
hear a mountain lion.
Yeah. Ooh.
The avian flu.
The avian flu.
Avian flu. Is that for what? What's for snack? I can't talk. Is that what's for?
You like chicken?
Yeah. Got some birdemic there.
So as Mark said, it's the end of August, and you know what that means? Yes, the goddamn mosquitoes will be dying off very soon.
Yeah.
Also, in a week or so, it'll become acceptable to start putting Halloween decorations out. And most importantly, as Mark also mentioned, the kids will be going back to school. In other words, the most wonderful time of year.
I remember the commercial.
In honor of that fact, for our appetizer tonight, we wanted to take a look at some of our favorite going back to school movies.
Woohoo! Who starts?
It's Tito this
Is
week.
it me?
Okay, Tito.
Rock and roll. My number 3, I got a bunch on here. This is a doozy. I really like this movie. I'm going young Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, man, that's a good pick, man.
Sherlock Holmes goes to a new school. He meets John Watson when they're kids, and they got to solve a crime.
That's a great movie.
His mentor dies, and it's this really cool. You kind of see how he becomes Sherlock Holmes. It's nothing to do with Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, but there are points in the movie where he gets his hat, where he gets his pipe, where he gets his jacket, and all these different people that meant something to him. Like the victims in the movie are struck by like this poison that makes them hallucinate, and the effects are really, really cool.
Produced by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, and I think ILM
Was it
may have
directed
done the
by
special effects.
They did. Was it directed by Christopher Columbus?
I think you're absolutely
I think it was.
correct.
Was it before or after he discovered America?
Oh. We already had the dad joke, Terry. You can't do 2 of them.
Pretty soon after is when he discovered that America.
Merca.
Sorry, I'm just looking up the thing.
That's okay.
Oh, Barry Levinson actually.
Oh, really?
Barry Levinson
Oh, wow.
directed it. Christopher Columbus may have written it, though.
He did write it, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Arthur Conan Doyle.
Well, yeah.
That's
Based on characters.
Yeah,
by,
right. Based on characters.
They have to put that.
What
But
a
just
team.
A really fun, interesting. If you've never seen it, it's got like a cool twist to it. The way
One of
they
the first
sneak
movies I
Moriarty
remember
in.
that has a post-credit scene, too.
Oh yes, the post-credit scene
Yeah.
is awesome. When you
Yeah.
the post-credit
Yeah,
scene
because
is
like
awesome.
the scene continues through the credits,
Yes.
and then at the end there's like a stinger. It actually goes somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It is a post-credit scene. It's a really fun movie. If you haven't seen it, you should see
Yeah,
it.
which
You would like it, Derek.
kind of sets up the
Oh,
sequel that never happened.
Yeah, which I was
Yeah.
like, this would have been so cool.
I know,
if
me
it was
too.
A series.
Yeah.
It didn't
Agreed.
see the light of day, though. Did it bomb? Is that
No.
why?
It did.
Yeah.
It wasn't that big of a hit,
that's a bummer.
unfortunately. But I loved it, like Tito, and I'm kicking myself for not putting it on there. That's a really good pick.
Thank you.
Don't kick yourself. Don't kick. You got enough problems.
I've got enough problems. Where do we start?
So my third one is Dead Poet Society. This
good one.
movie is a damn masterpiece. I think it's my favorite Robin Williams performance. It's such a good movie. There's a handful of dramas I will rewatch again, especially one with such a powerful and sad ending. But I'll go back to this movie anytime it's on. I gotta watch.
Oh,
the
Captain,
whole thing.
my Captain.
Yep, and it has everybody in it, but Robin Williams makes that movie.
Yeah, he does.
It's just so good.
My first one is Mean Girls.
That is so fetch.
Oh, yes.
wow.
Stop trying to make
Katie
fetch a
Heron.
thing, Derek.
Stop trying to make fetch a thing. I love that shit.
Lindsay Lohan is an exchange student from Africa.
Yeah.
And she
That movie's hilarious.
finds herself enthralled with the Mean Girls.
Tim Meadows is like low key.
Oh yeah,
Hilarious in that movie.
Yes,
he really is.
Oh hell no! I did not leave the South Side of Chicago. I love that scene. He's like walking around with the bat.
Written by Tina Fey, wasn't
Right,
it?
yeah.
right. And Tina Fey's great in it.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a classic.
I watched that movie with Emily, and I was like, okay, this is good, but you need to see Clueless.
Right.
And now she loves Clueless.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw Mean Girls first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't,
think-
but she did.
Yeah. Oh, she had.
Emily did.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I think my daughter did the same thing. I
Yeah.
think she saw Mean Girls, and then Kathy said you got to watch Clueless.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yep, same exact
It's a good
scenario.
double feature.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
Agreed. All right, so mine, I'm going with. I brought this movie up before. It's Tough Turf from 1985. It's James Spader, Kim Richards, Robert Downey Jr. is in it.
She
for a
wanted
little
a
bit.
twist. She wanted the twist.
Yeah, yep. She wanted
didn't
the
get the
twist. She
twist,
didn't get the
though.
twist. No, that's way after.
Yeah.
She survived. Go figure. Went on to make this movie.
She went on to make that movie.
But no, James Spader is the new kid in school. He gets mixed up with the wrong kids, and Kim Richards is the girl that he likes, but she's already spoken for from the bad boy, and they come after him, his gang, and James Spader has to fend for himself.
Wow.
It's a really good movie.
James
There's like a
Spader
really,
is a good guy.
Like,
Yeah,
It's rare.
it's like
yeah.
unintentionally hilarious, but there's like a dance scene where they go to like where the kids hang out at the warehouse with the band
Exactly.
playing, and
Yeah.
a dance scene ensues.
Kind of like the McDonald's one. And
Yes.
In Mac and me.
Yes, that'll put me over the top
Yeah.
every single time in a
Yep.
movie. Dance scene.
I'm trying to think of who Kim
Don't mind
Richards
if
is.
I do.
Kim Richards is the one that like he
The
was
little
the-
girl from Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah, she was also in the
okay.
original
Escape
Escape from
from
Witch Mountain movies,
yeah.
and
The one that was.
she was a child actress,
and she was on one of the reality shows, right?
maybe
now she's
maybe
like
later
one of those, the housewives.
because she
of
kind of
Beverly
disappeared
Hills.
from acting for a while.
Oh, I think you might be thinking of
Or
Kyle
Kyle Richards.
Yeah.
Kyle Richards, who was in Halloween.
Okay.
I don't know if they're related.
No, I knew
Are
that.
they
Yeah,
related?
they're related.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take your
But
word for it.
yeah, but I know Kim kind of disappeared from acting for a while because I think she had problems with alcoholism, and she left the spotlight for a
Well,
while.
working
but
for
she came
Disney
back.
will do that for
She
you.
came back.
Yeah.
Two
That is a
Witch
fun movie.
Mountain movies. I love those movies.
Yeah,
Those
I
are
remember
great.
those two when I
Yeah.
was
I
a
never
kid.
watched the Witch Mountain.
Oh, really?
movies.
Oh, telepathic.
And there was the Rock one.
Yeah,
That's
the
the
remake.
one, yeah.
Christopher Lee was in one of them, right? In the
Second one.
Yeah,
Second one?
yeah, the second one. He was the bad guy.
Yes,
Go
sir.
figure.
You actually just inspired this one, I think.
That's what I
I
do.
want to say it though. No, it might be my number 2 though. It's kind of intense. Higher Learning.
Higher
Said
Learning.
Learning.
Oh,
It made me think of
nice.
the movie Higher Learning
talked about that
with
one
Omar
before,
Epps
yeah.
and Michael Rappaport
Christy
and
Swanson.
Christy Swanson, and they're all new to college. And it's very, I guess, socially aware. I don't know.
Right.
Jennifer Connelly is in it. Ice Cube is in it. Lawrence Fishburne. It's why am I drawing a blank on the guy who made it? He made Boys in the Hood.
Singleton?
John Singleton.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for ensemble cast.
Yeah.
So I've always really loved this movie, and I like Omar Epps.
I do too.
I always thought he was a really, really good actor. Tyra Banks is in it, but that's okay. We still give the movie a pass.
All right.
Because I'm not a fan of hers.
Now Omar Epps is or was coaching the Pittsburgh Steelers. So
Oh yeah, Mike Tomlin.
right.
Yeah.
I always said that too.
I mean, they do look exactly
They
alike.
do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always got bummed out because I feel like I really like his films, and then he went to TV and did.
Yeah, he did
was
House.
He on House
He was on
for a
House.
really
Yeah.
long time.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Which I was very happy that I was working, but then I feel like I
He
missed
could have done
out on-
more.
he could
Yeah.
have
Well,
done
and he was a
some more
Broadway
films.
guy too.
Oh, really?
He was
he really?
Yeah, he was in the original cast of Rent. He was married to.
Oh, that's Tay Diggs.
Oh fuck! It is. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Omar Epps. Jesus Christ! I've done it again.
No, it's all right. They're,
Fucking Christ!
they're close. They're close. They're.
Oh, sorry, sir.
It's okay, baby. They all look alike to me, too.
I've confused them before.
No, you haven't.
No, I really
don't-
have.
Don't
I have.
cover for me.
No, I'm not covering for you this time. I would not throw myself under the bus for you like this.
But great movie. I absolutely love
Yeah.
it. I think it's like people either really like it or really don't like it based on the, I always really liked it. There's definitely plenty wrong with it, but it's a fun film. And I don't mean fun in like the have a good time kind of way.
It's not a happy film.
Not a
It's
happy
not really a
film.
happy
It
film.
is
No,
not,
not
at
at
all. No.
Scream 2. He was in Scream 2.
Yeah, I love that.
He was, yeah, Jada.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody just beats the shit out of Jada Pinkett in that. Oh, actually, no, that's the scary movie version of that.
No,
where
that's
they throw
Regina Hall.
fucking
Yeah, yeah.
Regina Hall away.
Shake a span.
Although she does get stabbed the fuck all over the place.
She does.
It's fun to
She
watch.
does, yeah. Bitch, Star 69 is ass. Shut up. I do like Omar.
I see you. I got you on camera now. You on candid camera now.
Candy camera.
Shake a spin. Cindy, the TV's leaking. Fucking love her. I absolutely love Regina Hall. Love her.
It's not Regina Hall.
Regina King. Sorry.
No, that's Regina Hall.
That's Regina Hall.
Yeah, that's
Regina
Hall.
King
Regina
is the
King
serious
is-
actress.
Regina King,
Regina
the director,
King
is in Higher Learning.
Is in Higher Learning. Regina Hall is.
Regina Hall is, yeah.
It's okay, baby. They all look alike to me, too.
Boy, this has been very educational already, see? Jesus. All right, my second one is Kindergarten Cop. It's not a student starting school, but it's a
teacher,
cop.
huh?
It's a teacher. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He's starting
the year.
school.
He sure is.
Our mom says our dad's a real sex machine.
Boys have a penis. Girls have a vagina.
It's not the tumor. I mean, there's
Yeah.
what,
Get to the
what do I
chopper.
have to say about this movie that hasn't already been said? You're one ugly motherfucker. Oh, that was it.
That's it.
Yeah, Kindergarten Cop, man. That's the ultimate feel good school movie with
What's the actress that plays the principal?
Oh, the principal.
Linda Hunt.
Linda Hunt.
Linda Hunt.
I love her.
What was?
yeah.
What did it feel like to hit that son of a bitch?
I love. I like that she had such a long career.
She did.
yeah.
She did.
She like
ended up
defied
on,
the odds.
Yep.
I feel like she defied the odds.
Seriously, she was in Dune. She was in Silverado.
What was
in
she
that
in?
movie.
The movie with Richie Grieco there. Why can't I think of it?
Oh,
She
If
was
Looks
through-
Could Kill?
If
Yeah.
Looks Could Kill.
Yeah.
And her career went better than his.
Well,
Yeah,
go figure. And speaking of going to TV, she was on NCIS Los
Yeah.
Angeles
Yeah.
for the longest
Yep.
time.
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
She
She's
was
a
their
tough
boss.
little cookie.
Yeah.
You know, Dolph Lundgren made a sequel to Kindergarten Cop?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Is it
Neither
good?
have I. No.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, we're watching after.
We were waiting for the review.
Yeah.
I've steered clear of it. That's my review. Steer clear of it.
You see that movie, you have to go into detention.
That movie's so well made in the sense that it starts off just like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
It does.
And then you're
Right.
like, what the fuck?
I'm the potty
Yeah.
pooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
walking through a fucking crack house with the sunglasses and the shotgun.
He looks like the Terminator.
Yeah, he looks like the
Totally.
Was that the
Terminator.
first movie that he started doing comedy? Like, because
Is Twins
I think
before
Twins
that?
was
I
before
think-
it.
Twins was before it? I want to say this one was.
Yeah, Twins
was, it really?
before Kindergarten
Okay.
Cop. I'm almost positive.
My next one is Sky High.
Oh,
the
I like that
superhero
movie.
Well,
I like that
Stronghold, and he
Yeah.
starts superhero school as a legacy, but appears to have no powers.
He's got no powers.
The late Kelly
Preston.
is his mom, and
Kurt Russell's his dad.
his dad. Mary Elizabeth Weinstein is in it.
Winstead.
She's freaking awesome in
Yep.
it. And
Ewan McGregor's wife. I just found that out.
yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
For him.
Lucky bastard.
What a handsome couple.
Yep. Imagine those kids.
Which is funny because he played Black Mask and she played Huntress in
He
the
did.
awful Birds of Prey movie.
Yeah, and
Yep.
neither of
and
them
he
could
played
save that
Obi-Wan, and
piece
now
of
she's
shit.
playing Hera in Ahsoka.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Twins.
Yeah. So that's mine.
I like that movie. It's fun.
Sky High. Oh
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
I prefer it to because at the same time Zoom came out.
Yeah, which
Oh,
was Tim
yeah,
Allen.
yeah.
It's terrible.
I like that
That's
one.
awful.
And
Yeah.
it's got one of the guys from Broken Lizard is in it as the bus driver.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one
Yeah,
who
the
plays
the
Farva.
big fat guy.
Yeah, I don't want
Yeah.
a large Farva. I want a liter
Yeah.
of cola. The dude from
From
News
Kids
Radio and
Kids in the Hall.
Kids in the
Yeah.
Hall. Dave Foley.
Oh, yeah.
Dave Foley.
Dave Foley is one of the teachers,
And
and
the guy with the
other
curly
guy is
hair.
the,
Kevin
with the
McDonald.
Yes.
Bingo.
Big, he plays like the
Yep.
guy with the big brainy.
Those two
and-
guys are in everything together.
Bruce Campbell's in it as the gym teacher.
Yeah.
It's got- I heard for a while they were going to make a sequel to that.
Yeah.
Or a
show.
series.
They like
Yeah.
a series would have been fun.
I heard that recently though.
Oh, recently.
Like that
Oh,
Disney
maybe-
was going to try to bring it back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? So they
Look
can
at
just
that.
pull it
I
from
was
Disney
just
Plus
gonna
after?
say.
Fucking
Yeah.
jerks.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Disney Plus.
Seriously, 6 seasons of According to Jim, but all this stuff we could have had. Somebody said that to me at the comic book store. They're like, whenever a new show I like or get into gets canceled, that's my first thought is 6 seasons of According to Jim. It's an unjust world.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So mine is Summer School.
Ah,
Mark Harmon, and that one came
Harmon.
out in 1987. Kirstie Alley's also in it with him. Carl Reiner. Is it Carl? Yeah, Carl
And he-
Reiner.
And he directed it, didn't he?
Yes, I think he did.
directed it.
Yes, but he has a
watched that
cameo at
recently.
the beginning as the guy that was originally going
Yeah, and
to
wins the lottery
teach
and-
the summer school. He's doing the
like-
scratch tickets on the last day of school, and then he tells everybody to fuck off.
Right.
I'm out of here. And Mark Harmon gets stuck at the last minute teaching these weirdo kids who he ends up turning around, and hilarity ensues because they are weirdo bunch.
Courtney Thorne-Smith.
Courtney Thorne-Smith.
Yeah,
the girl with the
Kelly Jo Minter, my girl Kelly Jo
yeah,
Minter.
that's right. And who's the other one that played the Italian exchange student, that chainsaw and
that hottie?
I forget.
Fabiana Udenio.
That's her.
Udenio.
A lot of vagina.
Yeah. Lots of vagina. Yeah. That was her.
She was a little hottie.
Yeah, it was such a great movie.
Shawnee Smith.
I watched the hell out of that
Girl.
movie back in the day.
I like Carl
She
Reiner
plays the girl that gets pregnant.
He was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes.
Having the baby.
Classic.
And then there was the one kid that left it the first day. He went to the
goes to the
bathroom and never came
bathroom,
back.
my zipper got
and then
stuck.
and then he like aced every test. He ended up passing.
90, yeah, the final. Well, the kid that was in the bathroom for 6 weeks got a 90. I'm like, what? Where you been? My zipper got stuck. I like that guy. He was in a bunch of stuff in the 90s.
What a great movie.
I don't want to pick this one, but I kind of do. All right, my number one, Karate Kid.
Oh, he does.
New kid, new school,
Yes.
other side of the freaking world as far as he's concerned.
From Jersey to L.A.
Yeah.
Not that boy from Rosita.
Yeah, he tries to steal somebody's girlfriend.
He does.
Starts a fight.
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
He is the
Pours water over the kid. He's just trying to roll a J in the bathroom by himself, listening to his tunes. Fucking bully.
Yep.
Great movie. I still think Daniel was the hero.
Yeah.
But
I think he was just a kid. And
they were all
do
just kids.
Stupid stuff.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
what it was.
But I love that movie when I was growing up. I even had like the headband. I remember my mom bought me for Man and Hope. It was the T-shirt with Mr. Miyagi's like logo on it, and it came with the headband. So I would just wear the fucking headband.
It was
all
a
day.
set.
That's cool.
It was a set.
Do you still have the headband?
No, I wish.
I was going to say.
And even
wear
if
it
you know,
next
and even for people who don't like that movie, we have to be thankful for it because it gave us Cobra Kai.
That's
It
right.
was Cobra
time.
Kai.
I love that.
He gave us Karate Kid 2.
Yeah.
I love Karate
Gave
Kid
us
2.
What about
the one with
Karate
the
Kid
girl?
3?
Not so great.
That one is
for
a terrible.
me.
I don't think that's a good movie.
No.
The second
It's
one's
better.
good.
No, it's better than the next Karate.
That
Kid.
is true. You're
and,
right.
and it's better than the remake
You're absolutely right.
with
Oh, I never saw
Yeah,
that.
Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
Jaden Smith.
Put the
in
jacket on.
Yeah.
Take it off. Put it all. Fuck off.
Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
there. I didn't like
Fuck
the
that.
third one.
No. The third one is when they're, you got Terry Silva, so that's kind of cool. But it's really Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine at this point.
Good.
It's the plot of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Terry Silva.
That's my number one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Good pick.
My number one is Suspiria, Dance Academy.
Oh,
baby.
wow.
I love this movie.
the original, right?
The original. I never saw the remake.
Dario Argento?
Yep,
Yeah.
Dario Argento.
Great name.
Argento. And I can't think of the goddamn...
That's Italian for silver.
Dark of the Side.
Dug of the
It
Side. Why the hell can't I think of her name? Who plays the lead? She's awesome, and I love her. And I get Jessica something, and I cannot remember the fucking name. Can you look up the name? It's driving me nuts.
Yeah, I was. But I
Tandy?
hit 2018.
That was a good
by
Tandy.
accident.
Jessica Tandy.
Jessica Tandy.
Smoking
Is it Jessica
Hunting.
Harper?
Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Harper.
Susie
Jessica Rabbit
Bannion?
Harper. It's Jessica Harper. Great film. Girl goes to a dance academy, ends up being a coven of witches. That's all you need to know. Don't try to make sense of anything else in that film. Just enjoy it for its beauty, because that is a beautiful movie. I love Dario Argento stuff. I love Italian cinema, and I love this film.
That's not.
Yeah,
is that
though.
Jerry Danders' sister?
Regina?
That's not just Jessica Harper. Isn't the same actress?
No,
that
no.
plays-
No, that's Julie Carmen.
Okay,
Carmen.
look
Or Julia Carmen? Or Julie Carmen. Something like
I'll
that.
take your word for
You can. I didn't really want to continue.
But continue.
No, I'm done.
My number one is Hocus Pocus.
Hocus.
Oh,
Hocus.
nice.
City kid Max Dennison moving to Salem and fucking everything up.
Yeah.
What do they call them? Hollywood.
it. Oh yeah, because from LA, they're
Right.
from Hollywood.
Hey, Hollywood.
The silliest bullies that I've ever seen in a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Ice and what's the other? I don't remember the kid's name. Oh, Vanessa Shaw though.
Yes, yes, she is
The stuff that
fantastic.
dreams are made of.
She is.
And Bette Midler, too.
The stuff that nightmares are made of.
I actually found Sarah Jessica Parker attractive in
Oh,
back
Oh, she
in the
looks
day.
great in that.
Yeah, but
she looks great in that.
great.
movie,
But she's
but
awful.
not in this movie.
No,
No, she doesn't. She looks good in
no,
Hocus Pocus.
it's funny.
That's good.
Like
What's that? Doug Jones, right?
Doug Jones.
Doug Jones.
I always thought she was cute in Ed Wood, too, but everybody looks good in black and white. The way they dolled her up in that movie was
Penny
Dolores Fuller.
Marshall. What's
Yep.
her brother's
Penny
name?
Penny and Gary Marshall.
Gary
both.
Marshall.
that's right.
Yep.
Good movie. We watched it the other day.
It's a lot of fun. It is.
My daughter wanted to watch part 2, and I was like, "That's a Walgreens commercial. I refuse." I refuse to watch this movie.
There's a third one coming out apparently.
Do they go to Walgreens in this
They're
one?
gonna go. That's gonna take place at Walgreens.
Costco.
They go to Target this
Yeah.
time. All right, so my number one, I'm going with Back to School. Rodney Dangerfield.
I was thinking somebody was.
Yeah, I love this movie. Loved it.
Again with Johnny
Thornton Mellon.
Mistaken, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zabka.
Yeah.
He's
Sorry,
in
man,
it.
go ahead.
Yeah, everybody's in that movie.
Yeah.
From Robert Downey Jr. again showing up in a supporting role.
Yep.
To Zabka, Sally Kellerman, Sam Kinison.
That's right.
Burt Young is
Burt Young was his
like
bodyguard
limo driver,
there.
bodyguard, yeah.
And the kid, the only other thing that I've ever seen this kid in besides Christine, who played his son. What's his
Keith
name?
Gordon.
Keith Gordon.
From
Yes.
Jaws 2.
Oh, Jaws 2's
Yeah.
Oh, he
own
was
Keith
in
Gordon.
The Legend of Billie Jean.
Was he?
Yeah, the Helen Slater movie.
Oh, see, I've
Ever
only
see
seen
that?
that once. I didn't even know he
her
was
and
in
I
there.
know he's like a director.
And I love the montage theme. The Danny Elfman music.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's great. Yeah.
Oh, no, they perform at the party. They do like Dead Man's Party.
That's
at
right.
The party
Yeah.
that he throws
Boingo,
in
boingo.
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who do you want
Boingo,
to?
boingo.
Even Kurt Vonnegut shows up in a cameo.
Oh,
You
right,
can't
right,
write for
right,
shit,
right,
Vonnegut.
right. Triple Lindy. That's a fun ass
Oh,
movie.
yeah, it really is.
That is a good movie.
Who knew that a movie about diving would be
I
good?
tell you. That wasn't the movie, really.
What's the actress that plays
Robert.
his professor? I always
Sally
love
Kellerman.
Sally Kellerman.
Yeah.
I love her.
She was good in that movie. Yeah.
She's got like something, like she's got something. She's got
some
that great
talent.
voice.
Yeah.
No, but she's got like
got
this
the
great
look.
voice.
She does have a great voice, but she's kind of tough to look at.
So that's where I think like she's got something
You
because
think so?
I wouldn't normally
Makes a
find
bad
her.
boy.
No,
change.
she's had a long
That's what she
career,
does.
too.
Like typically, I wouldn't find her attractive, but I
No.
do, and I think it's the voice and just like her personality. She's
Very
just got this
smoky.
very-
She's
yeah,
got a very smoky voice.
yeah, she's awesome.
Remember when Rodney Dangerfield was an abusive, alcoholic, child molesting father in Natural Born Killers?
I do now.
I do now.
I never saw that movie.
I'll never look at him the same way after seeing that movie.
Mm.
What if you watched Back to
That's what
School?
happens when you don't give people respect.
Right.
That's what they turn into.
Right.
You know?
He tried to warn you.
Right. He is.
Sarah and I watched Caddyshack last week. It's still good. It's still fun.
Thank God I was born a boy. If I wasn't born a boy, I'd have nothing to play with.
Hey,
Tell you,
great
when I was
to
a kid,
see
we
ya.
had nothing. We had nothing. Nothing growing up. Huh?
Yeah, now I know why tigers eat their young. All right.
Did you guys have any backups?
I just had one. Yeah, because like I said, I
Shout it
I
out,
had to
baby.
do this last minute. My backup is School of Rock, Jack
School
Black.
of Rock.
Oh,
Yes.
good one.
Yeah.
Mr. Jack Black.
I'm not a huge fan of Jack Black, but I did love him in that movie. I thought that was a fantastic movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I got Real Genius.
Great
Oh,
movie.
I didn't even think about
Yeah,
that.
damn
That
it.
was
I
a good
love
one.
that movie
Real
too.
Genius, 10 Things I Hate About You.
That's another good one.
Just One of the Guys.
Another good one.
And Accepted.
Oh, that's
a
the
good
first thing I think I've ever seen Justin Long in, other than the PC Mac commercials.
I love that. I love that movie.
I got Van Wilder, Billy Madison, and I had it, and then I just lost it. So I'll go with those two for right now. Police Academy, the first one.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Police Academy.
I had Hackers, Gladiator, and I put Never Been Kissed.
The boxing movie?
Gladiator,
Yeah,
the movie that
correct.
Tito
The movie
turned us
that
on to
Tito
in
introduced
January.
me to. That's right.
Go back
Yeah.
to a previous episode in January
That's
where you
right.
can hear us talk
I
about
didn't
the
even
movie.
pick that movie. I
It was
should
a
have. He
Tito
starts at a
pick.
new school.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah, and it's great. And
I love that movie.
and not Never Been Kissed, but the Never Been Kissed stuff from Not Another Teen movie. With
That's
the
a
old
good
lady.
one. Yeah. Not Another Teen movie is so good.
I just rewatched it recently. I forgot how good it was.
Yeah, that movie is awesome. All right, let's do this.
All right.
On to the main chorus. Here we go.
The main course.
Main
Ding, ding.
chorus.
That's the
Ding,
dinner bell.
motherfucker.
Here's a great little snack to tide you over till dinner. If you want something delicious and nutritious, cheese is a super snack. Look, a wagon wheel.
Joy to the world, the school burned down and all the teachers are dead. Well, in this movie, they are at least. Oozing out of the toxic cesspool that is Troma Films comes a fan favorite amongst the gorehounds who like their horror jaw-dropping, eye-popping, head-ripping, and pus-dripping. Yeah, exactly. Class of Nuke'em High is a story about what happens when a school neighbors a nuclear power plant and the mutant madness that will eventually ensue. It's a movie that's not for everybody. And that includes many of us here, I'm sure. But Troma's high school horror movie does have its share of followers, as does Troma itself, an independent film company headed by Lloyd Kaufman, which has hatched out such mindless WTF experiments as The Toxic Avenger, Romeo and Juliet, and Blood-Sucking Freaks. Class of Nuke'em High doesn't give a damn about polite society, nor does it try to begin to take itself seriously or care to sidestep the gore and exploitation. You're simply along for the ride or go screw yourself. It's an attitude that seems to have been a part of Troma's mission statement of movies, and whether you love them or hate them, you won't be able to say you've seen movies like them before. So pens and pencils down, kids. Spit out that gum and pay attention up front, because the dads are powering up the TV VCR combo, then heading to the bathroom to smoke while you try to survive the shocking facts about Class of Nuke'em High. It's filthy, offensive, sexist, grotesque, and perfect for one of our always fun, say it with me, boys, drink till it's good.
It begins!
Give us a drink. Get them all a drink there.
Hi, Lloyd. A little slow tonight, isn't it?
I'm tired. I'm wasted.
Is that an alcoholic beverage? I'd sell my grandmother for a drink.
Oh, just call me Billy. Everyone does.
Crazy drunk drivers. Some folks have a strange idea to entertain.
Boy, don't I know that. Do we all have our drinks, fellows?
We do. I'm going to crack another one. I drank most of mine.
Crack
through
a
the
window,
appetizer.
will ya?
Top myself off.
This is a tough one. This was a tough one for some of you dads. So, drink up.
When I was your age, my dad shared a beer with me, and I thought it was about the best thing in the world.
Get ready. Class of Nuke'em High from 1986. That's right.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay.
That's what the internet told me. AKA the Barf Fest Club, AKA School Dies, AKA High School Gross-Idential, directed by Richard W. Haynes and Lloyd Kaufman, starring Janelle Brady, Gil Brenton, Robert Pritchard, Pat Ryan, Brett Dunker, and Gary Schneider as the Beaver. Gentlemen.
All those people went on to bigger and better.
So
Did
no,
they?
None of them.
How many of those names do you still recognize?
None of them did. All right, gentlemen, I want your opening thoughts for this, because I have seen this before, but I did not pick this one. I plead the fifth, or I plead innocent, whatever.
I think it's my fault.
No,
Was
I
it
think
you?
it was
No,
my
it was
fault.
Brian.
I threw it out there,
Yeah.
but you guys all bit.
I was like,
I was actually
I
kind
haven't seen that in a while.
I was actually kind of pushing you guys towards Rock and Roll High School, with
Yeah, we
PJ Souls and the
should've. I'm
Ramones,
sorry.
but you.
Oh, the Head Come Up original.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But you put Class of Nuke'em High after it, and I think
did,
everybody
but,
caught
but
that
I-
and forgot about
I put the other one first, and I'm like, well, no, I guess I should have reversed
Put
it.
the Well, 'cause one
it's
you-
Strike that,
it's
reverse
good.
it.
Too many options.
Yeah.
That's
But
yeah.
anyway,
This is better suited for this theme.
I think so. Yeah.
All right, so I saw this one many years ago, and I remember laughing at it because it was dumb, and rewatching it, I still think it's great. I want to know what you dads think. I have a good idea because Sarah watched it with me last night. And
Do we
she
start with
turned-
Tito?
She's a reasonable person.
And she said,
I mean that
she
in all
said, I
seriousness.
think you're
I
going
feel
to be
she's
the only dad that likes this. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure.
And she knows her husband
Sure.
pretty
Yeah,
well.
she does.
Yeah, she
So,
knows her well.
Tito, did you like this movie?
No, not even a little bit. It was a really tough, like, hour and 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this feels like a lifetime.
Really? It dragged for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I can't wait for this to end. It was like making my skin crawl a little bit. It felt like it was taking so long. My wife actually watched like 10 to 15 minutes of this movie
Oh,
with
God
me.
bless her.
Wow.
She sat down and she was like, what are you watching? And I told her, and she was like, oh, okay, it's for the show. And
And
we
she's
were
like,
just
you're not
kinda
allowed to hang
hanging
out with those guys anymore.
we were just kind of hanging out. She's watching the movie, and they got high on the toxic weed. And
Oh, that's when Siobhan saw me watching it and was
So-
like, "What the fuck are you watching?"
she said, oh, is she gonna get pregnant with like a toxic baby? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I've never seen this movie before.
And then?
And it fucking happened, and then she got up and was like, all right, I think I'm done. I think I've done it.
I know what happens.
Okay, I figured it out. She walked out of the room, and I kept having to watch it. Yeah, but it's a tough one. I remember when I was a kid, I absolutely loved the Toxic Crusaders, the animated series that they did.
Based on the Toxic Avenger.
I remember that.
And I never saw the movie, and I convinced my mother to rent Toxic Avenger for me, and she did. And I watched about 10 to 15 minutes of that movie, and even as a kid, I was like, "This is not for me. I don't like this.
Yeah,
I don't enjoy this style of filmmaking. I don't get it." So then, like Troma movies, I just never kind of got into.
They're not your thing.
They're just not for me.
It's all right.
I understand the
appeal,
why people would really like them, and some of the effects are really, really fun, and what you can do with like a small budget. I think they do really, really well. But yeah, it's just is all I could. It was just a tough
watch.
Tough watch. Opening thought.
No, good opening thought. I already gave mine, Derek.
Your opening arguments, counselor?
All right. This was god awful and painful to try and get through. I'll fully admit I hit the 10-second skip ahead button a few times.
You did the Steven skip.
Yeah.
As our friends over at the Two Geeks and a Microphone.
So you didn't really watch the whole thing?
No, I did. I missed out a couple segments, I guess. The story of Ocean State job lot version, Matthew Lawrence, girlfriend Katherine Heigl, and buddy cousin Larry Appleton. And their school.
That's what Sarah said.
Right.
She's like, it looks like Fat cousin Larry. I'm like,
and their school, it's been contaminated by the nearby power plant run by a big old boy whose size made me think of the airport boss.
Tiny little
He made me think of the airport boss from F is for Family.
You know what he made me think of? Mr. Creosote from the Monty Python Meaning of Life, where he blew up.
Yeah, definitely.
Get a bucket, I'm gonna throw up.
And who spends the whole movie denying that anything happened and not being questioned or reprimanded, which is just, the writing's horrible, the acting's awful, nothing makes sense, which I know is asking a lot in the first place for a movie like this. But I did like the theme song. I liked the effects.
It's got a great theme song.
The effects, even from the beginning, the little nerdy kid that turned and
jumps out the window.
Jumps out the window. Yeah. I love the effects. They did like Tito said, for a small budget. Like that's their strong suit. Yeah. And so I understand why they go this
doing
route.
So much with so little.
Right.
I will. You know what? The music I did actually really.
Oh yeah, that theme song is great.
Would a dance number have helped?
A little bit, but I did like the bands in the movie. I think they were really good too.
Yeah.
I mean, every
the guys in black
is flooded with music.
Yep.
Yeah, that is.
And what was that song they were singing? She's gonna fuck you up.
I don't know. They kept repeating it.
Exactly. It was like one sentence, and I'm like, are they singing "She's gonna fuck you up"?
No, Scandinavian.
At the very least, the finale's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and I'm sure we'll get to it. But yeah, definitely had to trudge through this to get to the end.
Oh, trudge. That's.
You know, trudging. To trudge. To trudge the slow, weary, depressing yet determined walk of a man who has nothing left in his life except the impulse to simply soldier on.
And my wife as well. She was in bed next to me while I was watching on my iPad, and there were a couple times where she looked over and she's like, "What the fuck? What she thought that he was when he gets like the gigantic boner."
Oh, that's hilarious.
She thought he was getting head.
Yeah.
She's like, but he like is all burned and stuff.
Yeah.
So she's like. She couldn't really. She didn't understand what I was.
He's mutating.
My wife did think that was funny when he got the giant boner. She was laughing. She was
I
like, this
mean,
is so hilariously stupid.
A giant boner is always funny.
Yeah.
Right? I don't care who you are. If you like your humor classy or not, a boner is funny.
It bummed me out because I was like, "Oh, he's gonna have a giant boner the whole movie. This will be fun."
No, they couldn't afford that.
Right. No. Well, and even the fact that they go back to normal.
Yeah.
That they kept going back and forth between mutation and normal. Like that bugged me because it's like obviously the first kid didn't. Like he transformed and that was it.
Well, he just couldn't handle it.
Well, he died. He couldn't. You didn't get a chance to really see what he did.
Right.
He foamed and then he.
Well, but he was
plummeted.
all like his skin fell off and shit.
Yeah.
He was all like a skeleton with goo.
Well, it's different when you smoke it than when you drink it, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. I guess.
Yeah.
What do you think about this monstrosity?
You called it a trudge. I call it a slog. Slogging through the first two acts of this movie just to get to the third act, which I think picked up for me. while everything you were saying was going on, I'm thinking, is it just about these asshole kids, the cretins?
Right.
Which was what the former honor society gone bad.
Right.
Which I would have liked to have seen happen, like kind
them
of
before.
Right,
Yeah, I
exactly.
would have liked to have seen the before.
And that made me think of Disturbing Behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
In that one, they get all these like different cliques of people, and they all become these like preppy.
But it's reversed though.
Right,
It's the reverse cretins.
But once the toxic monster showed up in the third act, I'm like, oh, this is where they're going with it.
Yeah.
Then it picked up for me, and it kind of redeemed itself a little bit for me. But yeah, the first two acts were really tough to get through, and we'll talk about it as we go on.
Oh, we're gonna trudge through this. Don't worry, it's a drink.
Trudge,
It's good.
slog, whatever you want to call it. Slog through that toxic waste.
After watching it again, I said, this movie is like, it's garbage, but it's that kind of garbage you find that you stare at because there's so many different life forms of insects crawling all over it, and you can't recognize or remember what you threw away in the garbage. So you're sitting there trying to study it, trying to remember what the hell could attract all that shit. And that's how I felt about this movie.
Does this happen often?
It does.
It does?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I eat a lot of strange stuff.
Find yourself in the kitchen. You see an eclair in the receptacle, and you think to yourself, what the hell? I'll just eat some trash.
No. It was not trash.
Was it in the trash?
Yes.
Then it was trash.
I remember eating that. That's what I equate this to. It's garbage, but it's interesting garbage. I mean, I just had a great time.
It comes from Troma, so you got to kind of know what you're getting, before you even turn it on, because they're known for their low budget schlocky horror.
Well, and that was the thing is like this is like it's one of the well known like the big Troma production.
It is.
So it's like I
This
definitely
movie had 2
heard of it
sequels.
before. Right? Four total.
It had a revisit. It had
'Cause
like
it had 2 returns.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, more modern day. But
There's
it's
a
like
franchise.
one of the ones that I had heard of. Like I
Mm.
remember hearing about it. And knowing of it, I just hadn't seen it. And,
You know, we were talking about all the bad movies with Harley at the Dark Arts Festival and how they're all celebrated. Troma was doing this shit before it was cool to make bad movies on purpose or celebrate films like The Room or Birdemic. I think other than Plan 9, you never had studios. You didn't have The Asylum.
No.
I don't think you had Wild Eye or any of those schlocky movies.
Well, you had Roger Corman pumping out a lot of low budget.
Yeah, but I
crap.
mean, even a Roger Corman low budget is still to me a little one step up from Troma.
That's elevated horror compared to this.
That's another
It's
thing,
Hereditary.
though. Listen, I was not bored. I was having fun.
No, I wasn't bored either.
I wasn't sitting there.
I'll give you that.
With some of today's horror films, where I'm like, something happened, and nothing ever does
Yeah.
because they think they're being
Yeah.
clever and they take themselves way too seriously. This movie doesn't do that.
No,
at all. It's like, shut your brain
it definitely
off.
wasn't boring. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right, shall we get through this?
Let's do it.
Let's have a drink and go to Nuke'em High, baby.
All right.
I probably won't say anything for the next hour.
You don't have to, Tito. You'll chime in with something.
I think it's funny that they named it Class Of. They changed it to Class Of.
Yeah, to ride the
On
coattails
purpose.
of Class of
Yeah,
84.
Which I'm surprised nobody had in their appetizers. I was thinking of putting that one, but I could have sworn.
Class of
I
1984.
love
Yeah.
Class of
That's
84.
a
I don't know why I didn't think of that either. 'cause
Well, is
I
there a
do
new
like that
student
film.
in that one?
Does it have to be?
Teacher, isn't it? It's a teacher.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
new teacher.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
new teacher.
Yeah.
The band teacher.
I would qualify.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did Kindergarten Cop, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's
Yeah,
not
he's
even a
right.
real teacher. He's a cop.
And School of Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. those
All
are
right,
the
so
ones.
we start off at Tromaville High School. Tromaville. High
Tromaville.
School. What a great name. And
Freudian
it's
slip.
located.
Well, no, we start at the. Don't we start at the power plant first?
Well,
right?
it's located next to the power plant.
Which you can see in the background.
And there's a nuclear accident. It causes a waste leak. And you see Mr. Paisley, the big Monty Python guy.
Mr. Creosote.
Mr. Creosote?
Roy from
yeah.
Wings.
Yeah. Except more off-putting.
Right. Totally more off-putting.
This dude has...
How are you feeling today, Mr. Creosote? Better get a bucket. I'm going to throw up.
It's only one so, of course, there's all these reporters trying to get the scoop, and Mr. Paisley is trying to cover it all up. Oh, there's nothing. Everything's fine. Meanwhile, the stuff starts leaking over to the high school, and we get
Bubbling
our
up through the
first-
ground.
Yep. And this is the most generic toxic waste.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
It's green slime.
It's glow stick. It's
Yeah.
reanimator juice. Call
Got
it
some
what you
bubble
will.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It moves through the crevasses of the school wall.
Yep. And comes out the bubbler.
Yep. And where Arnie from Head of the Classes.
Oh, dude, I thought that was
I really
Paul
thought it
Fife
was
from the
him.
Wonder Years. I was like, Paul Fife, he did something else.
He did. He was Marilyn Manson.
Eddie
Do you remember?
Deason, no.
I'm gonna have a drink from that bubbler.
And he does.
Uh-huh.
And he does. And the water turns green because it's Shrek's piss. And he drinks it, and then he starts feeling woozy. And while that's
Yeah.
going on, you basically meet everybody else. You meet the cast.
Because they're all in the same class.
They're all in the same class.
Which
as
is
it
packed.
Yeah.
That was one thing I noticed about this movie is I was shocked at how many extras are in this movie.
There's a lot.
Like they got
like everybody from Rhode
under the
Island is
sun.
in this
Yeah,
movie.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yep. The sound man brought his family. The cameraman brought his family.
There's
All
like
of-
40
all of
kids.
RISD was there.
There's like 30 kids in the class. There's like 100 kids at the party later on. I was just shocked. I'm like, wow, how did they rope these kids in?
You want to be in a movie?
Toxic weed.
Yeah, exactly.
Come be in my movie.
If you were like a 15-year-old and you told anybody what this movie was, you would be in.
Oh,
You
totally.
would- oh yeah, I'm gonna go see this. There's tits in
And they,
this movie. Sure.
and they
yeah.
all probably thought it was going to be like a mega blockbuster hit, like the next Back to the Future.
No. Well, it's one of Troma's biggest
Right,
hits.
right.
I
Yeah.
mean, I guess it's their Back to the Future.
Is
You
it?
know,
Yeah.
along with Toxic Avenger, maybe, I don't know. So the nerd drinks from the bubbler, and we meet the rest of the cast. We meet where the fuck are their names? We meet Warren and Chrissy. They're the high school sweethearts there. Discount Matthew Lawrence
and Katherine Heigl.
Katherine Heigl. Although I think this woman was more tolerable than.
Oh,
Katherine
definitely,
Heigl.
absolutely, absolutely.
weird
Even at her
nipple-
worst.
weird
in
Yeah.
this.
I don't know. She was screaming, man. I was
Yeah.
like, I need this to end.
Tell you what, though, her nipples are gigantic.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think
So
Katherine
puffy.
Heigl's boobs are better.
Yeah.
They were puffy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
When she
was like-
finally, when
she
she finally
wasn't
took her top off, I was like,
yeah.
oh, put it back on.
We went, wow. She wasn't issued enough breast.
Yeah.
But enough nipple.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what happened.
She'll grow into them.
Yeah. As her career takes.
She only made like
Flight.
3 movies, including this one.
Yeah.
No, she made 3 movies, including.
What was it? She was in Teen Wolf 2.
She was in
Yeah.
Teen Wolf 2, and she was in one other movie
She
besides
had a
this one.
small
Yeah.
part. She was in the frog fight scene in Teen Wolf 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Wasn't very memorable.
No.
But
So
neither
she
was
whipped
that
her tit
movie.
out. and-
Chrissy! Chrissy! Swimming!
A history student.
So we also meet the Cretins.
Yep.
They're the school bullies. They're the
former honor society
honor
guys.
students who, for
Biker
whatever reason, turn into this
All in
gay
one day.
biker.
It all
Yeah.
did.
So I was
There's
wondering,
a guy
like,
with boobs. There's
No, those are cups.
those were not
Those
real
are like
boobs?
plastic red
Oh, I
solo
thought they
cups
were
underneath
real.
his
Because
pink
the
sweater.
chick had a penis, did she not?
Well, I didn't realize that the chick with the Hitler mustache was a chick until
I
she
didn't
spoke
either.
at the
Same.
end.
Yes.
I'm like,
Oh, yes.
hey, check out the fat guy with the Hitler
Right.
mustache, and then she spoke at the end. I'm like, that's
You got
a
the
chick.
guy with the rings.
Oh yeah, he was the. You know, they hired him because he could ride a
Right.
motorcycle.
Yeah.
And he's actually, he has a cameo. He has another, like, he pops
Yeah,
up
he plays as
as
another
a random
student earlier. Yeah.
And I thought so because the haircut. Yeah, who else? There was the main
Spike.
leader guy.
Yep.
Spike is the girl who can apparently make any teacher he kisses hot.
Right.
Which I thought was
Oh, the German teacher.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, you
right.
could tell though. You
Yeah.
could tell she was like,
She was
oh,
into
she's
it.
not bad.
Then the guy with the big long ponytail.
Oh, that guy was funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
under the stocking cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one who's he's charging everybody $10 for this
Yeah.
gigantic.
And then later on, he charges 20.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he knows what he's doing.
He does.
Yeah, it's not his first rodeo.
Supply and demand.
Yep.
And
And
then
in 1986,
then the
bucks,
actual
that was
girl.
a lot of money.
And then the actual girl,
Yeah.
who I thought was cute.
She was kind of cute.
Yeah, I liked her.
I liked her.
Oh,
Yeah, I liked
The one
her.
that had like the lightning bolt of the veins.
No, that
painted
was
on
the
her head?
German
no.
teacher.
No. That
The
wasn't
other
the German
guy.
teacher.
Oh, she did have lightning bolts on
Yeah.
her head. No,
Did she?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
or
Yeah,
veins
one
or
of the
something.
guys-
The one
Yeah.
that stepped on the kid's nuts?
Yeah,
Yes.
she's wearing like
Oh.
the red tights.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
I don't remember. Who
I like
fucking
when she put
cares?
his head between her knees, like she was gonna give him the pedigree, and like she starts like
Oh
rocking
yeah, she's
back
like
and
dry
forth,
humping
going,
his,
"Oh,"
the back of his head,
and then like rams
like,
him into the brick wall.
Like, there's worse ways to go.
Yeah.
This is the nerdy kid that she does this to, right?
On a top.
Right?
Yes.
No, the blonde nerdy kid. It's the kid that would like knew
Not
them
Paul
when they were in
from
the
the-
honor society.
Oh yeah,
and he owed them money
he owes
for
them
weed.
Yeah.
money for weed. Yeah.
What happened to you guys?
So who do you think was supplying the weed before them?
The principal.
Okay.
That's why they end up killing his secretary, which we'll get to.
Jesus, yeah.
Because that's fucking out of the blue. Even for this movie, it's like, oh, these are dastardly but
She
fun
had 5 bullet
bullies.
holes on her back before
Yeah.
she even got shot.
Physics. So we meet the main cast, and then the nerd who drinks from the bubbler wigs out, starts having a seizure, starts foaming at the mouth. He goes all ape shit, starts attacking people, and is flings himself out the window, dead. And this leads to press.
He reminded me of Waldo from the Hot for Teacher video from Van Halen.
He looked like
Back in the bus, Waldo.
He was every generic nerd in that movie.
Right.
It was like Arvin again.
Yeah. He was
All
your
five.
Big nose,
Yeah.
glasses.
Young Marilyn Manson.
That's it.
Yeah, he was all those guys.
the beautiful people.
Head of the class.
All right, so yeah, the rest of the movie is pretty much getting ready for this inside beach party, which Warren's friend, I can't remember the name. We'll call
Larry
him
Appleton.
Larry Appleton,
Yeah.
Fat Larry Appleton. has
Who's
a-
like hooking up with everybody. He can't decide who he wants to actually make a move on.
Yep.
He makes out with one girl in the shelter, the fallout shelter in the school that like clearly is the worst fallout shelter ever because the toxic waste goes directly there.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't supposed to.
Right.
Yeah.
Why, nothing happened.
And they were gonna live in the
No, and that was the thing too. Is I thought for sure after
He
the
ate
other
the crackers with the toxic
Yeah.
right,
waste.
I'm like, oh, this
Yeah.
must be the next victim.
Yeah.
Nothing
and it
happened
didn't.
to him. He's got good genetics, bro.
I guess
Yeah.
so.
Yes.
Tough
I guess
stomach.
so.
Well, he built up a
Or
tolerance.
just poor writing.
Or it could have been bad writing.
Exactly.
Good tolerance.
That'll
bad
do it every
writing.
time.
No, all they had was crackers, though. Were crackers
Were crackers.
in that Fallout shelter.
Yep.
And there were those like restaurant oyster crackers.
Oyster
that
Those
you
are
get.
good though. I don't
They
I
are
love
good. You
those.
can survive off
I
that.
always snuck home.
That's all you need.
Christos, I'd always get the lemon chicken soup and I'd stuff those in my pocket and bring them home.
The soup? That's
No,
hot.
not the
Put
soup.
soup in your pocket?
The crackers. The
Jeez.
oyster
Jeez,
crackers.
man.
Hope you rode a bike.
I used to steal bottles of Tabasco sauce out of the stock. It's closed. They don't care now. Yeah. That's true, though.
They
That's
might
why they're
still be
closed.
open if
yeah.
you guys were
If you hadn't
fucking-
made them lose all that
Exactly.
money on the
Yeah.
You were putting soup in your pocket, sir. You know how much it costs to make that soup?
Shh, I gotta focus. I'm shifting the soup mode.
You know how many Greeks were killed to be... No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That was the lamb.
You had lamb in your pockets?
I have one lamb in my pocket.
just a shank.
And the other one had Tabasco sauce. So yeah, this kid, call him what you will, fat, close and Larry, whatever, but he throws a great party. I mean, he's popular. He's the Styles of the school. He can gather a lot of crowd, if you will. And there's this joint being passed around that is infected from the toxic waste.
Yeah, they purchased it from a employee of the toxic...
In the middle of the day.
Yeah, I know.
With plenty of people
from the
walking
nuclear
around.
power plant next door.
the cover-up, right? That's happening in broad daylight. But Tromaville's a slow town. Not a lot going on. You know, just another day at Tromaville.
Do any of those movies ever connect?
Maybe.
I don't know.
They might.
Somebody pop up in the background somewhere or something like that?
I'm not sure.
Any Troma fans out there? let me know.
Because what's his name?
Are you wishing for a
Paisley?
Tromaverse?
I assume that they all live in Tromaville, right?
Yeah,
Something like
Perhaps. You know, I am. And
well, that power plant guy is the mayor
I have my knowledge of Tromaville.
in Toxic Avenger.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He died at 44. He was 44 years old when he died.
Really?
That's depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this movie wasn't bad enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Way to go, Derek.
I'm getting it. So,
Now you made it sad.
well, yeah, I gotta get myself in check. I got 2 years left to.
You're
Jesus.
42 already?
No.
All right.
3.
So anyway, so Chrissy
You're
and
a year
Warren,
older than me, I
they
think.
smoke the weed.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it gets the girl incredibly horny, and it gets the guy. Nothing happens to the guy yet.
No.
He just feels sick.
Yeah.
So she's upstairs. She's rubbing herself and says, "I want the joint, Warren. I want the joint." This is the best line in the movie.
Yeah,
Warren's
I
like,
thought you didn't like it.
"Yeah,
that joint.
We wrecked the joint. We
This
lost the joint
joint."
downstairs. Which is why nobody else gets a chance to
Right.
be infected, because it gets knocked out of the hand and
Right,
it's
right.
stepped on.
That's right.
on.
They freak out.
Yeah, they couldn't afford more than
10
two
bucks.
students.
Oh, like I said, that was like 1986 money. You know, that's like $50 now.
$10 was a lot of money back now.
Back now.
It is now too. Yeah. So they start doing it, and Cousin Larry and his friend there are watching, and they think it's hilarious. And after the coitus, they return home, and strange shit starts happening.
Colby.
Chrissy gets pregnant.
Right.
Her belly starts rising, expanding,
Yeah.
and she's hallucinating.
And a black tadpole sticks out of her belly button.
That's right. It's like David Cronenberg.
It's got a little face. And
it's cute. It's
It
freaking
is cute.
adorable.
It's adorable.
It's an adorable mutated sperm thing.
Well, when they showed it in the toilet, it looked like a black tampon swimming around.
It probably was.
I like tadpole though. Those
Yeah.
look like a tadpole.
Well, it did get flushed, so it had to be safe to flush. Whatever
I
they
like
used.
tadpoles. And then Warren is at home. He's also hallucinating, and he grows a humongous boner. Like it's just, and he's smiling.
It's a
he
tree
thinks
trunk.
It's the greatest thing in the world. He's mutating. He's got this dumb grin on his face.
is all
He's like,
jacked up.
"Look at my dick. It's awesome." But then they snap out of it.
I got wood, baby.
They do.
That's all a bad dream.
So
Or
the
is
next
it?
day, the Cretans are fucking around with
As the Cretans do.
people. I can't remember who it is he's going after, but Warren briefly becomes a monster.
Oh, that's right.
Radiates and stops some
Yeah.
of the Cretans.
That's right.
And those are some cool effects.
Yeah.
He grips onto the guy with the ponytail and ends up like burning him, and then he ends up shoving his fist down his throat.
Oh, it's
and that
awesome.
cool
Oh, yeah,
neck
yeah,
neck
yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
with the,
Expanse,
yeah.
the bladder. Yeah, that was awesome.
Well, I will say the effects are great.
There were a lot of those effects in the movie that I thought were done really, really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Her stomach expanding to look pregnant.
Right.
I mean, for a
Right.
budget that low, that's
Yeah.
very impressive.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, the boner was just one of those blow up bozo boxing
No, yeah.
inflatable things.
Back
But,
it
you know,
up,
that's
it
all
comes
right.
back up.
Wacky inflatable flailing tube man.
Hi, I'm Al Harrington. No, I think it was his real dick. I remember reading somewhere that's why they hired him. They hired that one guy because he could ride a motorcycle, and this guy because he could grow a mutated boner. Like Pete
And he
Jones.
did.
Like Pete Jones from Zack
Lester
and
the
Mary.
Molester
Lester the
Cocker
Molester,
Pete Jones.
yeah. I can have a porno name.
Chester the Molester Cockenstuff. It's a great porn name. We can have porn names?
So Chrissy is in fact pregnant. She ends up miscarrying the monster. After, I don't know what took them so long, but the Cretans are finally expelled. And that's when they decide to exact revenge against Warren and Chrissy and the whole school. And that's where their terror kind of escalates. They go from hijinks and making out with teachers and picking on students to
Murderers.
to murdering people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they Scarface
don't
the
like being
hell
left
out of the
out.
secretary.
They don't
Yeah,
like being left out.
they don't.
No, they hurt their feelings.
Is it?
As you're
Went too
explaining
far,
this movie,
Principal.
honestly, it felt like it took me 3 hours to get to this point in the movie.
That's amazing.
You're saying it, I'm like, oh yeah, it all did kind of happen pretty quickly.
It happens. I'm
But
almost
when I was
done.
living it,
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
I
boy.
think
this is not happening fast enough.
That's why I hit the button. It's like this conversation seems pointless and is going nowhere. Zip.
Push the button,
you
Frank.
missed out on some great dialogue.
I don't think I did.
Oh,
Derek watched the entire movie in 35 minutes.
No,
I mean,
I didn't skip it that much.
could. Let's be honest. So Warren tries to face off against Spike and his Cretans. That's when the Cretans are attacking the principal. They kill the secretary. And meanwhile,
Did they cut her head off? I can't remember.
No, they
they shot her.
Shoot her.
They've got him. They're strangling
Doesn't her
him.
head get
yeah.
chopped off somehow?
No, somebody's head gets
Someone
chopped
else's
off.
does.
I was laughing at that scene because they're all ducking underneath his window, but they never showed like what was to the left, where there was like absolutely no window, where they could have just come down the corridor
Yeah.
from the other
Not
side
to
and
mention,
not
one
been
of the
seen.
kids wearing a helmet with
It-
spikes.
exactly,
It's
and,
like
and
clearly
it's like
visible.
bobbing up and down. I would have seen that, and I'm not the most observant guy.
That's just Tromaville, baby.
That's Tromaville,
Things like
baby.
that are not uncommon in Tromaville. That was my answer for everything.
That's just what we call Tromaville, baby.
Them's the Cretans. Yeah. So meanwhile, during all this, the radiation has leaked into the shelter, and it starts mutating into a monster. Mr. Paisley goes into the school and some of his guys go in to try to cover the whole thing up. They end up getting killed and eaten by the monster that's growing bigger and bigger.
Awesome
and then the monster comes out and kills anything in its path, including the Cretans. And I mean, like Brian said, this is the payoff. This part of the movie is awesome. It's your classic B
Ride motorcycles in school.
Great.
Yeah, spray painting the walls.
The monster.
Which clearly, like, this school must have been headed to be demolished. So they're like, they made use of
But
all
they
that.
kidnap the girl and bring her downstairs. That's
right.
why
Oh, they do. That's right. That's right.
The monster comes out and kills the Nazi-looking.
Tell you what, if one of those questions we ask a lot is what wouldn't work today. I don't think that that other chick, was it Tara?
Taru? She kept licking it.
Yeah, like licking and molesting the girl, like that would not fly today.
Well,
when they were taken to the basement,
Spike smacking her around probably wouldn't have done.
Right.
There was a lot that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
No, not at all. A lot of this movie wouldn't work today.
She like spits in her face and she's like, "Fuck you, bitch! I didn't do anything. I didn't just grope you and force my tongue down your throat."
Well, even Spike, when Chrissy turns him down, she's like, "Well, whatever, you cunt." And I was like, "Oh."
They went there.
Yeah. It's like, okay, this is
Tromaville, baby.
That's
Tromaville, baby.
See you next Tuesday.
So the monster
is.
I thought the monster was a tadpole grown into a giant monster.
It's
It was.
tadpole.
It was. Yeah.
Her tadpole, right?
It was.
It's her tadpole.
Which and then I kind of
There's another tadpole at.
There's a scene where,
In the end.
where that thing
Yeah.
tries to kill her, though, and I was like,
but that's her mother.
It's his,
I
it's
thought it
mother.
was. I thought it was. I thought. Yeah.
You threw me in the toilet. This is my revenge.
Well, you know, Derek, in the rodent community, there have been cases of young eating the parents when they're old enough to. So I feel that
So be
that's
warned.
Scientifically accurate.
That sounds like a warning.
The
Thanks,
babies
Tom.
have eaten the mother for nourishment.
Right.
It happens with rodents and Armenian
Humans.
people. Maybe, I don't know.
And toxic waste babies.
Toxic waste. So that was like a toxic fucking sperm. I don't know.
It was a
tadpole?
toxic sperm. It was a
Yeah, it
sperm
didn't develop
tadpole,
into a-
and it turned into a porcupine monster.
That would have been cool.
Well, because it fell into it fell from the pipe into that big vat of toxins.
Right.
Yeah.
God knows what else was in there.
It was,
And the hand was coming out.
TGRI.
The hand looked very cool, and I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, I hope they actually there's an entire monster to go along with this arm. 'Cause this thing looks pretty cool."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was.
and it
And
was.
it
Had
looked
like all
great.
the spikes.
Yeah, it looked fantastic.
There's the kid that gets the spikes to the face.
That's great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One of the kids on the motorcycle gets decapitated.
Yep.
Decaffeinated.
The girl actually, when
One of the
right,
girls
right after
gets-
that, the
yeah.
girl gets punched through the face.
Yes.
Oh
Which is great.
yeah.
The punch through the face.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Awesome.
That's always a good one.
Oh, we get punched through the face.
That was the German teacher girl.
Scheiße.
I'm surprised there was none of that in this movie.
Scheizers?
Yeah, I'm surprised there was no Shiza stuff, Team America went there. But,
Yeah, they did.
Speaking of Troma, they did
Fuck
Cannibal,
yeah.
the musical.
Right, that's
with
right.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone, so there's tie-ins there. We also got James Gunn from Troma. So
Yes, he did. He's a
He
graduate
did
of Troma.
Tromeo and
Yeah.
Julia, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've considered watching that movie.
What, Tromeo and Juliet?
Well, now that I know that James Gunn did it,
Yeah.
I probably won't, but I've considered it.
You've considered. You're thinking about it.
I thought about it a couple
You're canoodling.
times. I came
Open
my
to the
senses.
idea.
Yeah.
But then he came to his senses.
He was like, no dancing. What if there's a dance
Yeah,
number?
there might be dancing. You don't
There's
know.
a dance number? Yeah, I'll watch it.
Tromeo and
Tromeo,
Juliet.
yeah, sure.
Love
What if
me,
you get
love
taken to
me,
dinner
say
beforehand?
that you love
Oh, if somebody
me.
takes me to dinner beforehand, I'll watch anything.
Yeah, you can't take it after seeing that movie. You're not going to want to eat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Tromeo
even
and Juliet?
in any Troma
Oh, it's
film.
not romantic?
I'm sure it's romantic if
Have you ever
memory
seen it?
serves.
Oh,
A long
yeah,
time ago,
ages
back
ago?
in our Cable 8 days, we rented all of these there, but I don't remember them.
I don't either.
My Troma viewing is limited. I remember some of it, but I was never like a hardcore fan.
Apparently, as a teenager, I was able to block out a lot of things.
Oh, good for you, man.
Well, there was
That
some
is
shit with my
trauma.
uncle.
Right. Trauma video.
That's trauma.
It's trauma.
There was some shit with my uncle.
That's trauma. Trauma.
A little town called Tromaville.
Trauma. Yeah, that's basically the movie, though.
Right.
I mean, the
tadpole comes back at the end
the
like
tadpole
Ghoulies.
comes back.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
okay, so
It comes out of the
the
rubble
monster
after
comes
the-
up. It kills anybody in its way. Chrissy escapes. Warren escapes. Mr. Paisley does not.
Yeah.
He is.
They kill the monster though. How do they kill the monster? Did they shoot it a couple of
No,
times?
Did they,
Warren grabs that big like
The
proton
laser
laser thing.
Oh yeah, it starts to
because remember
glow.
they were fucking with the laser at the beginning?
They were fucking with it earlier. They're like,
You know what,
laser.
Brian? I do not.
No.
I remember that. Yeah, because he was like, "Oh, it makes your dick bigger" or something like that. Cracking jokes. About
Honestly,
it.
I might have been looking at my fantasy football team. I will be honest with you.
Whatever helped the movie.
I
Drink
may-
till it's
I may have
good.
walked
Fantasy
out my
football.
front
while
steps,
it's
smoked a
good.
cigarette, and then came back.
Yeah.
While it was still playing.
You got to kind of take it in small doses.
I guess so.
Yeah. Trauma.
So the high school collapses on Mr. Paisley. All is right with the world. There's a nice party at the end, except there's a little, it's not over because the cute little tadpole face pokes out.
From the rubble.
From the rubble.
Not the only one.
No.
Stairs.
Oh,
That's
so
up for
but
the
no one's
sequel.
seen part 2. Has anybody seen part 2?
I have not. I only saw the first one.
Because the tadpole come back, maybe?
Different
We don't
monster.
know.
I saw
It's
pictures.
a rat.
Oh, yeah?
It's like a mutated rat thing, if
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
not
Are
mistaken.
there Cretans in this one too? Any reoccurring Chrissy Warren?
Chrissy.
No.
None of the actors
Chrissy.
return.
The one time. The
Well,
one.
yeah, I thought you
One
were
was
gonna do it.
enough.
They came to their
you.
senses.
Right. And I think,
Interesting.
well, the big guy died in the movie anyway, so he wouldn't have returned.
Chrissy went on to do Teen Wolf too. Her
Yeah,
career
she
was-
didn't do anything but
fought with a
but this
frog.
one.
Oh, right, because I just looked at her IMDb and she only did 3 and you said
Right?
she only did
Yeah.
3,
No,
so
sir.
That's a bummer.
Yep.
That's
I
all
thought she
hers.
was great. I thought she was cute,
Yeah, she was
adorable,
cute.
and
I
I
thought she-
didn't.
yeah,
I
she
thought
was
they were
screaming.
good.
Her screams were like awful, but
Piercing.
Yeah, she was trying.
They're
One of her
supposed
friends
to be
was wicked
screaming.
annoying.
Oh,
The
brown
one
curly
that
hair?
ends up,
the
no,
one
the
who's
one that
trying
ends
to get her
up with
to
the
smoke.
weed. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. You gotta
Right.
do it like this.
Right.
That one. Yeah. Oh yeah. Super annoying. Yeah.
It was like girl number 3 that Larry Appleton hit on.
Harry Appleton.
Well, because he does the one that he made out with.
Yeah.
And then he's got another girl that he's talking to at the lunch table that's like
Making
cute,
moves.
but like, and she's sitting next to that girl.
Yeah.
And then the next scene, it's him and that girl trying to get the weed.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like with her for the rest.
He's got the other friend too, right? With the bangs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That other kid.
Well, that was
Yeah.
Spike too. Spike was making out with all the Cretan girls, and
Yeah.
except the Hitler one with the mustache and the teacher.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Cousin Larry and Spike had a lot.
But
in
that
common.
makes more sense because that's like, we're out, we're rebels and I'm the leader. So all the girl, I got prima noctra.
I am gonna say though, I gotta give props to the Cretans. Those actors were fun to watch. They had this they were just so like, obviously they don't have any acting experience. They don't
No,
try
none of them
to.
did.
They're
They're
having
just
fun.
kids having fun in a
Everybody's
movie.
having fun in
and
this
I
movie.
really enjoyed watching everybody just have a good time.
I didn't like the guy with the hair growing out of his face.
Yeah, that was
Right,
weird.
that was weird.
What was that?
Every time he was on
Whiskers?
screen, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't like this. I just don't like this.
Makes me
I need him to
uncomfortable.
be off the screen.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't
needed
in the
to
whole
die.
movie, though. I
No.
don't think he was in
No.
the beginning.
Yeah.
He just,
He just kept popping up here and there.
But then, like, those
some of
things.
the Cretans showed up later. It was like Lost. You
Yeah.
know? Remember when Lost started? There was like maybe 10 people on the
Yeah.
island, and by
Michelle
the end,
Rodriguez
I know when they
popped
have
up.
that
Yeah.
junkyard scene where there's like they're all hanging out. There's like
That's right. 30 of them.
It's like, oh,
true.
where these guys all come from?
I figured Spike was going around making out with all of them and
Right.
turning them into like he
Oh,
did
maybe,
with the
maybe.
German
At
teacher.
certain points in their dreams or whatever, they were like growing things out, and then that kid appeared, and I was like, oh, I guess that's the result
Right.
of the talk. Maybe he was here before. I just didn't notice. He didn't
Yeah.
have the fucking.
They kind of remind me of the
long
biker gang
hairs.
from the Wraith.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
That kind
yeah,
of like
yeah.
mentality.
Well,
and,
any 80s biker
Biker
bully.
gang.
Yeah, I
game.
mean, it's very
The Nasties from Neverending Story.
Class of
3.
'84.
I hate to say it, but that's what they remind me
Yeah.
Not
of.
that dissimilar.
Yeah.
The bullies in that movie, Tough Turf, even
Yeah.
similar kind of.
I gotta see that one.
Those
But
weird
one of them
80s
was
bullies.
riding a motorcycle through the school, tearing the place apart. I thought that was awesome.
That was kind of fun. Yeah.
I agree.
We've all wanted to
I think I like the movie, but I'm not going to argue. Yeah, the first 2 acts are tough to get through, but I think the third act is just so
Agreed.
fucking
Yeah,
fun to
finale's
watch.
enjoyable.
Yeah, there were a lot of good things.
Tell you what, though, it made me think like about the building. I'm like, this movie was 19 what?
86?
86.
I'm like, so that building couldn't have been that old. Like, what the fuck happened in that building
It's
in real
next to the
life
power
to make
plant.
it, you know?
Oh, in real life?
Yeah. To make it like, oh, we're gonna demo this thing, so have at it. Like
It was
looked like
actually
Oh.
located next to a nuclear power
Maybe
plant.
they were
Maybe
building a
that's what it
better
was.
school.
Yeah.
They're like,
That
"This
wa-
school's
that
no
wasn't a
good. We need
painted
better
backdrop?
school."
That was
That's
not.
true. It was pegged for being demolished. They were like, oh wait, let's film
Right.
in here.
Mm.
Okay, that's it. Unless
That's it.
anybody else
That's
has
great.
anything
I
to
like
say.
that.
Enough.
I like what you said about the school, like an attempt at trying to make this movie into a podcast. With like, I wonder what happened to that school. It's like, man, we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel on this one.
Next time on
I
3GD
appreciate
Investigates.
it. No, Derek's like, what time is it? No, we can get like 2 more minutes. I wonder about that school.
You were more
Why did
concerned
they
with
destroy it?
you were more concerned with the hair on everybody's face.
It's terrible.
I think that was
school.
water-based paint they were using. Was it easy to clean?
How do we get 60 more seconds out of this?
What would actually
terrible.
happen if you had a high school next to a power plant? How accurate do you think it would be if there was a leak?
Well, I
Would
don't think you
people
legally
mutate?
could.
No, everybody just starts
Or would you just
vomiting
die?
blood
Yeah,
and
yeah,
drops dead, right?
It would
Yeah.
be less glamorous, wouldn't it?
Or maybe they've been lying to us this whole time, and you really do develop superpowers, and they just don't want us.
They just
to
don't
get them.
want everybody having superpowers.
They just don't want us to have
They already
them.
did the Toxic Avenger.
They did.
Yeah, they don't want us to have the superpowers.
Daredevil got his powers that way,
right.
and the Hulk. All the Marvel heroes did anyway. DC just
The Griffins.
magic lamps. Shit like that. The Griffins
Magic
did, right?
lamps.
Mayor
Science.
West did not.
Meg's fingernails.
Turtles.
Science.
That's the same stuff that caused Daredevil to go blind.
TCRI.
They exist in the same
The
universe.
secret of the ooze.
The secret of no, it was TCRI in the book.
It's TCRI,
Or the
TCRI
movie.
in the books.
And
The movie
TGRI
changed it
is
to TGRI.
Okay,
and
right. All right,
It's a
well,
look.
that's Class of
Definitely a
Nuke'em
look.
High, everybody. See it, don't see it. Judge for yourself.
Just get it. Fast forward to the end.
Yeah,
Go to the third.
it's free on Amazon
Yeah.
Prime.
Yeah.
The third
The
act
only
is
thing you
worth
have to lose is an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That's a lot to ask, man.
Put it on while you're doing something else.
There you go. It's a background movie.
I have seen far worse and have sat through far worse films that
We
felt
all have.
Yeah.
like they
This is-
dragged.
Well, it's definitely worse than
This is
this,
by
yeah.
far not the worst movie I've seen.
that fucking vampire
close.
movie we
Oh,
tried
God,
to
that House of Darkness,
Yeah,
that's
that
what we
felt
thought
like it
about
was
that.
9 hours long, and
That's a movie we
that had
wouldn't even
nothing.
be able to do.
I
Drink
would
Till It's
watch
Good.
That was
Class of
brought up
Nuke'em
when
High.
we talked about doing
Right.
Drink Till It's
Because
Good.
I thought someone was going to suggest it when you guys said you wanted to do it.
No, we all blotted it out of our mind.
Yeah,
no.
I almost did, but then I was like, they might take this seriously.
Yeah.
I better
And we
not.
would've.
And Tito's like, I don't want to talk about
You gotta
this
watch it
movie.
again. Gotta refresh our memories.
And I would. I would watch it again.
Fucking worst thing I've bought on that service.
And that's what I'm talking
I
about.
don't know.
I had no fun watching that.
What was the other one that we watched that Derek had bought?
Oh, the Bad Batch.
The Bad Batch.
Oh, I like the Bad Batch.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like the Bad
It
Batch.
hurt.
It was long.
Yeah,
Stylish.
and not the Star Wars Bad
The
Batch
music.
for those at home.
Stylish.
I like the I like the soundtrack and I like
You
the
like the butt.
I like the
girl's butt
cinematography
on
and I like the
cover.
girl's butt.
That's why
Yeah,
you bought
the
it.
movie
I like the
poster
music,
sold you.
too.
There's
That's
some-
why
there's
we
some-
watched it. We were like, oh,
There's
it's
some
a
eye
girl's
candy in
butt.
that movie.
Yeah.
And not to mention Keanu Reeves is in that movie and
Oh, Jim Carrey's
who else?
in.
Yeah.
He plays like the
Oh,
homeless
that's
guy.
right.
Jason
Yeah, yeah.
Momoa.
good actors. Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Wasted. Oh, wasted.
Yeah.
Watch Nuke'em High instead, folks. You get more out of it.
Oh, for sure.
And teach it. It's say no to drugs,
Definitely see that movie.
say no to drugs, and say yes to honor students.
Say yes.
that.
Say yes to nuclear power.
Say
Stay in
yes.
school, kids.
Stay in school. Unless it's
the
next to a
safest.
nuclear
It
power
is
plant.
cleanest, most efficient.
Right. It was on the sign. It has to be true.
Every time they showed the power plant, there was a poster.
That was
Clean,
handmade by
safe,
someone in the
and
crew.
efficient.
That's right. Oh man, when the workers are eating the chicken out of the friggin'
Oh, and that's the other thing too. So in the end, when the people at the power plant are dying,
yeah,
like I noticed that what bugged me was that all the people wearing masks and PPE
Yeah.
were the ones dying, but there were a bunch of people sitting around not wearing PPE. That
Yeah,
were,
you know me.
like the guy that was eating his sandwich.
Yeah.
he's sitting there, and then a guy next to him collapses, and he's in like full PPE, and I'm like that. It should be the fucking other way around. What the fuck?
First off,
Derek, if you
like
say
saying
the
PPE.
full word,
Yeah.
we can squeeze a little more time out of this episode.
Personal protective equipment.
We get like
Personal protective
3.5
equipment. The people that
extra
were wearing the
seconds every
personal
time you say it.
protective
I'm
equipment survive. I mean, should have survived.
I'll fill up another minute by saying that the people without the masks were building a tolerance to it.
Oh, is that what they were doing?
Yes, by eating the food, by slow, like breathing in,
Like
little
COVID-19.
snippets of it. Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
There you
it.
go.
yeah.
It's
No immunity for
herd
the ones in the
immunity.
mask.
I gotcha.
Topical.
All right.
Gotcha.
Topical.
Okay, now we can stop.
I'll give that to you.
That's Nuke'em High. What's making our geek flags fly, gentlemen?
Nuke'em High.
Nuke'em High.
Nuke'em High, making you fly.
You know, after last week's episode, I was like, do I really like Andrew Garfield that much?
Do
So
you?
I do. I rewatched both Amazing Spider-Man films with my daughter, and she loved them.
Really?
Which made me like them even more.
Nice.
Well, she she's 6, so she's seen like that Spider-Man show where they're kids with Gwen, and she's seen Across the Spider-Verse.
Amazing
so,
Spidey.
So I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
And
Gwen
Friends.
Gwen Stacy's in it. And she was like, oh, Gwen. I love Gwen. So she really wants
Ghost
to watch
Spider.
it. Yeah, and then she, at one point, she was like, does she become the Spider Girl? And I was like, no, she doesn't. Not in this movie. And then the second one ended, and she was like, well, let's watch the next movie. And I was like, there is no next movie. Oh, well, which one does she become the Spider? I was like, not in this group of movies.
Yeah.
She was so bummed out.
And that's when you said to her,
Did
there's
you-
no more Amazing Spider-Man, but there are 6 seasons of According to Jim.
That's
So rest assured.
But yeah, I
Life is
really
not fair.
liked those. I remember seeing them and thinking, oh, these are okay. And then I rewatched them and I was like, I really enjoy these
But that's the
movies.
most heartbreaking thing I've ever heard. Like
She
the-
was
the
crushed. She
idea
was like,
of-
oh, well, what? Let's watch the
Right.
the next one. And I was like, oh, there is no next
It
one.
makes you think like, oh, these fucking studios don't know what the fuck they're doing
Yeah.
because they just give up. And
She was so mad.
I couldn't
When-
believe
when
that they were
Stacy
rebooting the
died,
series to begin with so soon after. I mean, it was only
Oh, I
like
know.
2 years
Right,
after the
after
Tobey
yeah,
Maguire
yeah,
series.
yeah.
and,
Right.
and then it's like all of a sudden we've got another Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and they're retelling the same origin story, and I'm
Yeah.
like, come on.
right.
I liked, so, I mean, we did the episode last week, but I enjoyed it more, but more about like my daughter's experience of it, which made when Gwen Stacy died, she was just like, oh, well then she died. When did she become the Spider-Gwen? And I was like, she doesn't. She was like, oh, I don't like these movies. But she was like, I love these movies.
I know that point.
I was like, oh, I'm
that
sorry, man. Sorry. Daddy ruined that one for you.
You didn't think she was going to have that big a reaction to it. That's
No,
why.
yeah, I just kind of threw it on, and she just got into it, and then she realized it was Gwen, and I really do. I like stuff like that in films. Like they focus a lot on the Gwen and Peter relationship. I really enjoy stuff like that. So I really like that aspect of it, and their chemistry I think is phenomenal. But I haven't really been watching anything new. You guys, I watched Nuke'em High. That's
Yeah,
new.
did you like that?
Yeah, did you like it?
No,
It got him. It got him high.
rewind, guys, and hear what I had to think. Hear what I had to say about it. But yeah, that's it. I haven't really seen anything new.
All right. No, very uneventful, Tito. Thank you.
Yeah,
No.
been crying a lot.
I know.
Just been crying.
I've just been
crying a lot.
crying a
you know?
lot. It's that time. You're sending your kids to school.
Yeah.
It's emotional. My buddy Jay, Jay Pritchard,
Yes,
he's been
we
on
do.
the show. He's done all the most of the intros for our show, including the Drink Till It's Good one. Him and I went to see Riff Tracks live.
Oh, you
A
did?
couple weeks. We saw the movie Rad.
Was it rad?
BMX movie.
The BMX with Lori Loughlin.
Yes.
Oh, that's a fun movie.
Oh boy, do they rip
That's a
into
great
her.
dance
That's
scene.
a great
Convicted
movie.
felon, Lori Loughlin.
Or- yeah.
Oh yeah,
Which-
she did Hard Time.
Oh, dude, they had a John Landis
Makes her
joke.
hotter.
They had
Oh,
plenty
really?
of Lori Loughlin joke, Becky joke. Oh, it was great. And the movie, I mean, they had the star of the movie in the audience. They introduced him.
Oh, no way,
the
the
lead.
kid, yeah?
Yeah, and he loved it. I mean, they tore the movie apart, but you have to expect them to do that.
Right,
It was
right.
a
So
hilarious
where did you
riff.
go see it? What theater was playing
we
it?
We go to Randolph.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. That was really the only thing new.
Oh,
that I
so
saw.
it was like you watched it.
Yeah, it was
a
theater.
Fathom event.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
okay.
Fathom
Yeah.
event. It wasn't like them.
I thought you
live.
meant that you actually
Red
went to.
Tracks live, meaning they did
Right,
it live.
right.
But they air it in
different
cinemas
cities,
all
yeah.
over the world.
Right.
So that was my big fan. Hilarious, and I had never seen the actual movie Rad, but Rad is totally.
I never did
it's
either.
Goodness.
There's a dance. There's like a BMX.
There's
dance
a BMX dance scene between Lori
for, like, the
Loughlin and the
prom.
lead.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It is your classic 80s film.
Wow.
Yep. And who else is in the fucking movie?
What's the older guy?
The older guy who
From, Ski
my
School.
favorite Martian there in Ski Patrol.
Mr.
Ski
Hand?
Patrol.
What
That's
the
it
hell
is.
is his
Yeah,
name?
Mr.
Boothby.
Hand.
What
Yeah,
the-
you're talking about Mr. That's
Ray
Ray
Walston.
Walston.
Ray Walston's
Oh,
in
all
it.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
Talia Shire.
Yes.
Oh my
That's
God,
right.
Talia Shire's
plays
in
his
it?
mom.
Katana.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Talia Shire plays
Princess
his mom.
Katana from
Jack
Mortal Kombat.
Weston.
That's mine.
Oh,
Derek.
you know what? He's the guy that owns the from Dirty Dancing. He owns the resort.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's
Dirty
right.
Dancing
Yeah.
owns the resort.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice. Good call.
Nice.
he's that jerk guy.
The jerk.
He's that cheat guy.
He's such a cheat guy. Not you, Derek. The guy.
Oh, I'm a cheat.
He's that
Are
cheat
you gonna
guy.
cheat now?
Cheat or cheap?
Cheap.
Oh, okay.
Andy, you going?
All right. I got a lot, but I
boy.
wrote it down. So
perfect.
It's gonna be
Since-
nice and succinct.
That episode only took about 17 minutes. Go for it.
Yeah.
My
Fill up the time, Derek. Fill it up.
my first thing is TMNT Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It was a lot of fun.
I'm only hearing good things
Dude,
about
I
this.
Yeah.
I love the animation. The fact that they were younger is great. The kids that did the voices were great. The voice cast in general was great. I love the throwbacks. The Ninja Rap shows up.
Oh, cool.
The TCRI Kane connection that I talked about. At the end, spoiler alert, there's a Shredder tease, so that was cool. But Paul Rudd stood out big time as Mondo Gecko.
Oh, yeah.
Natasha, how do you pronounce the last name? From What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, the one that plays Nadja?
She played Wingnut. And Ice Cube was awesome as Superfly.
Of course he was.
As the main villain.
Oh man, I'm so wasted.
Oh, wrong Superfly.
But more importantly, the soundtrack to this and to Spider-Verse while we're at it, the Spider-Verse films, we talked about at length last week, are great. Like the soundtracks for these movies, I love the music that they use.
Yeah.
They're all like old school, like hip hop, funk music style, and I love that it's coming back.
Well, it's
in
a
that
Seth
vein.
Rogen producer, right?
Right.
Those dudes love
Right.
if you watch even like 40-year-old version, he's wearing like a Jizzy
Knocked Up,
t-shirt.
Super
He's
Bad.
wearing like a
Right.
different hip
It's
hop
all like
album
yeah.
cover.
Yeah.
Like Knocked Up, they're listening to Old Dirty Bastard in the beginning.
Well, that's
like,
how-
those
yeah,
guys
that's how
love
it
that
starts.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like new artists like Post Malone, Big Boss Vet, Metro Boomin.
Oh, Metro Boomin did
yeah.
all of Across the Spider-Verse.
Yes,
They did
all the
music for that.
the second one. Yeah.
Post Malone.
ASAP
I'd like
Rocky,
to smack that kid.
Swite Lee.
I liked him when he was pre-Malone. He was better in his early career.
The next thing was the Who we talked about a little bit earlier, the Who Done It Clue documentary. It's a new documentary. It was produced during COVID and just released by a guy named Jeff C. Smith. It's actually pretty subpar, which sounds bad, but it's for a Clue fan, it's definitely a must see. It's got horrible sound quality and video quality, but it's it's really the definition of a fan made documentary. But while the maker was annoying, it's really nice to hear some of the cast. The interviews that they had with the cast members that did take part in it were awesome. There was a clip that they show from a Q&A, and it's fairly recent, of Tim Curry, and he's still sharp and funny.
That's
Like,
good.
Oh, yeah. I did
Yeah.
like
Clip,
that.
I
Yeah,
love
when he's
that.
talking about his favorite movie.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really cool, and I'm looking forward to meeting him at New York Comic Con.
Me too.
He's definitely, I gotta buy that ticket because that's awesome.
Yeah, you sent. So I don't mean to interrupt, but you sent something about an early access for him and Susan Sarandon.
Yes.
Did you get it?
No, I thought you guys were.
I would definitely do
was
it, but
cool.
I haven't yet.
I
you
wanna
sent
do
it, and I knew about it, and I totally forgot about it
Yeah,
until
I-
just now.
I want to do it
I
because
saw it, and I was
really
like,
them
these
and
guys I
John
think would like
Carpenter are
this.
the only things right now
Same
that
here.
I actually care about.
Yeah.
Like really want to
Yeah.
meet.
There's a few artists I want to see
Yeah.
too, but
Same
we'll
with
get
that.
into it. We'll get into it later.
And
Sorry to interrupt.
finally, I finally saw Phantasm,
Yes.
which was blah. But
Blah?
yeah, I didn't really like it.
What the hell is the matter with you?
I want
Oh,
to see
love that
part
movie.
2 because the way that you were talking about part 2
You
recently,
probably would like part 2
That
better.
sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my that's it. That's
I'll
what I got.
punch you in the face later.
No.
All right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take so long.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
Oh,
No,
just-
about Phantasm,
okay.
not about your time.
I never saw part
That's
one.
all. That's all.
only saw part
Don
2.
A. Coscarelli went to a cabin, got very high, and wrote
Wrote
down
that
a
movie?
shit of ideas and just filmed them all.
Oh,
That's
really?
why that movie is the way it is.
It's very
that
distracting.
makes a lot more
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that car, man, I love that car.
Yeah. Are you all
Go
set?
ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
I've taught
Sorry,
you nothing.
So no, we didn't do Geek Flag last week because it was such a long episode, and I had a few things I wanted to bring up, so I'm going to bring them up now, and I'm going to try and keep it short. But on Netflix, my wife and I, Kathy, watched The Pope's Exorcist with Russell Crowe.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. We both enjoyed it.
Wow, so you're the first person to like it.
Why?
I've heard nothing but bad shit.
I enjoyed it.
Really?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a decent movie.
I'm not doubting you.
And I liked it. Like they could almost set it up. What, you didn't like it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. The way they set it up, it's almost like he could do like more Exorcist movies with the same character, and I wish they would.
They probably will.
I hope they do. I hope they do. And the other one that I watched,
I didn't realize that was on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Awesome. Yeah. All right.
And also after that, I saw this movie called, just on a whim, called In the Tall Grass, and it's based. You saw it?
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Nobody that stars in it is anybody I've ever seen before. But it's a really freaky movie, and it's written. It's based on a story by Stephen King and Joe Hill.
Yep.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah,
I didn't see
and
it,
it's
but
about
I
a
know
brother
it.
and sister that
I remember seeing the preview for it.
They pull over because she's pregnant. He's driving her somewhere, and they pull over because they hear a kid in the tall grass, like on the side of the road, calling for help. So they start, calling for him, and he's saying, "Come and help, find me. I'm lost in the tall grass." So they start going in, and then they can't find their way out.
Right.
And it's all freaky, like it's all like different times, and they're meeting like different versions of themselves in the grass.
Cool. Right.
And they're meeting other people that were there like longer than them that haven't found their way out yet. Oh, it's a freaky ass movie.
Yeah.
It really is, but it's got a nice resolution at the end.
Cool.
And I encourage you guys all to watch it because it's a nice little movie that I never even heard of before, but I'm glad I stumbled upon it. Ahsoka on Disney Plus.
I've been hearing good things about that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Episode 3 dropped yesterday, and I'm loving the series so far. It's really, really good. Not going to get too much into that, but thumbs up from me. One of the things I have been watching this week that I really like, I stumbled on this other series of movies. I don't know what streaming service I found it on, but it's called Time Warp, the greatest cult movies of all time. There's 3 parts. Have you heard of these? Okay. Part 1 is Midnight Madness movies, so it's all like the cult films that show like Rocky Horror and The Room and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They talk about all that stuff. Part 2 is about horror and sci-fi, and Part 3 is called the comedy and camp movies.
Cool.
And it's hosted by Joe Dante, Ileana Douglas, Mike, what's his name? Pollock?
Kevin
Pollock, and John Waters.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Unfortunately, they're not in it that much, but they are in it. They kind of have like a panel where they introduce stuff, like different segments of the movie. But they've got everybody from like Bruce Campbell to Penelope Spheris to other filmmakers. Bruce Valanche is in it. He shows up, and they're all talking about like all their favorite cult films and stuff that they were involved in, and it's a really good series. And another thing I wanted.
What's that streaming on?
Not sure.
Okay.
Not sure. You'll have to search for it. But it's called Time Warp, the greatest cult movies of all time.
Okay.
And there's 3 parts, and each one is about an hour and a half to 2 hours. But I breezed through them because I couldn't stop watching. I want to give a couple of shout outs really quick. First, to our friends Tristan and Chris Ham. They're back. After a long hiatus, and they put out their new episode, their new season. They've got some new equipment that they're testing. The new episode they came back with is Army of Darkness, which I was really great to hear. It was really great to hear them talk about. Glad that they're back because I've been missing them. They haven't put out an episode all summer long. Right. So I think they're starting season 2. I also want to give a shout out to Zig and Jeff of Nerdery and Murdery podcast. Especially Zig. Zig has been, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Zig has been like reposting like our episodes on their Facebook page. So I want to give a shout out to him because they've got a great show that we haven't really acknowledged on our show.
Okay.
And he's been promoting us, and I just want to tell all our listeners to give them a shout because Zig does the nerdery side of the house, and Jeff does the murdery side of the house. So Zig will talk about like a geeky subject that he goes in depth about, and then Jeff takes over and he does a true crime story for about a half hour, 40 minutes or so. And it's a great episode, great podcast, and I encourage everybody to check them out when they're not checking us out. And also, our friends from Boston, the Entertainment Rants crew, Marco,
Larry,
Bruno, and Mila. They have been doing John Hughes movies all August long, and they just wrapped up with The Vacation. And I just want to give them a shout out because all the John Hughes stuff that they've done this past month has been awesome.
Yeah, they rock.
And just want to say hello to you guys because I don't think we've touched base in a while, and we're still thinking about doing the collab that we were talking about a few months ago, and we will get back in touch with you about that very soon.
The summer's winding down.
It is.
So hopefully we can.
So that's it for me. A lot of little things, but I had to get all that out.
One last thing. Rest in peace, Arlene Sorkin.
Yes. That's right.
Harley Quinn.
Yes.
Another titan of the animation world gone.
And Bob Barker.
R.I.P.
Bob Barker.
Best fight scene in any movie.
Sick Days from School was never the same without Bob Barker on.
Absolutely not. Although there are a ton of unneutered pets out there that I think are very happy. Was that too soon? That's too soon. I'm sorry.
Did you see this thing that I posted?
I might have.
Guy went to 99. He got closest to $1 without going over. The guy's a legend. He died at 99.
I think that's it. That's it. So just those last sad notes to an otherwise fun-filled episode.
Absolutely.
And if you want to hear more fun-filled episodes, whether it's more of these Drink Till It's Goods or our Versus episodes or just us relishing and ranting and raving and regurgitating all things geek, Brian, where can they go?
They can go to www.3gdpodcast.com. That's www.3gdpodcast.com. As Mark said, you'll be able to find all of our past episodes there, along with one-click buttons to subscribe to us. If you haven't already, please smash one of those buttons to the podcast platform of your choice, and you will never miss an upcoming episode. Also, most importantly, at the website, you can leave a rating and a review. A rating would help. A 5-star rating would help immensely, but a review helps to push us a little far forward from the pack, keeps us out in front, and most importantly, helps other people to find us while they're searching, because the podcast playing field is getting very crowded. And let me see, there's also a Ko-fi link to our Ko-fi page at our website. So if you would like to make a small donation, anything that you would like to give, if you like the show, and we hope you do, please consider making a small donation, and that would help keep the show going, because as we say, podcasting also is not cheap. And let's see, our social media links are also there. We are on Facebook, formerly Twitter, now X, Instagram, and our episodes can be heard weekly on YouTube as well, the audio portion only. And let me see, is there anything else? Blogs? There are blogs. We have blogs we put out occasionally. All kinds of other stuff. Just go to www.3gdpodcast.com. It's our hub of our universe, and we hope you have fun there as well. Check it out. And back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, boys. And thank you, everybody out there, for tuning in, listening, and putting up with us. Until next time, for 3 Geeky Dads, I am Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Brian.
I'm Tito.
Saying goodnight and keep watching the skies so you don't see me beating the shit out of Derek for not liking Phantasm. Good night.
Violence.
And gore.
It's all that marijuana.
I never saw the first one.
All right. Great
Good
appetizers,
ones.
everybody. All right.
Well done.
Excellent.
I gotta blow my nose.
Okay.
Yeah, we can pause it.
Do it.
Yep.
We'll have some mucus for this.
Blow it
main
out your
course.
ass while you're at it.
What it means is I'd like to see Uncle Roman. No, I'd like to blow Uncle Roman out of my ass. That's what it means.
You can use the tissue in the bathroom if you'd
Yeah,
rather not.
yeah,
That's like sandpaper, man. Don't use
Leave the
that.
door open.
Yeah.
That's Tito's
No,
thing.
nobody's as cool as Tito.
I get screwed with the door open.
That's that thing I say.
Tito's so cool. He pees with the door open and pisses in the sink at the same time.
That's it.
That's just weird.
I don't even use the toilet.
While washing my hands.
Wow. And you farted.
I blew a fart and I blew the whole damn thing up.
Do you want to grab some tissue from the? Oh, you did.
I'll try not to be loud.
Keep it with
Yeah,
keep it
get
with
your
you.
life together.
It's gonna be allergies.
Stick it in your nose, like the guy in the intervention from
Jam it
Seinfeld.
up
Is
there.
the tissue in my nose?
I'm gonna have
lady?
my wife wants me to see my doctor about getting some type of procedure. I guess my dad got something done because he always got sinus infections, and they like drilled in Can they do something? And he
Jesus.
hasn't had
Called
one
a
since.
lobotomy.
Yeah.
Oh, Derek,
He probably does. He just doesn't notice
Sounded
them.
like, yeah. Yep.
You like the ice pick?
You go right into the eye.
Is it safe? Are you gonna have it?
I think I will.
This is a
Just to name a few. Class of Nuke'em High doesn't give a damn about polite society, nor does it try to begin to take itself seriously or care to. I'm gonna read that part again.
words.
Words.
Hard. Words hard.
I am so smart.
SMRG.
Tough watch.